think the best way to summarize the last roster is it was 5 players playing Doa. It wasn't a team playing Doa. You could see that they all had their own individual ideas, but it was never. You never felt like there was a sit down where they came up with a strategy together. It was just everyone doing their own thing. Whereas I agree
Yeah.
with this roster, you can actually see some direction. Sure, they looked a little bit lost in that Viking series, but a draft was
OG's
definitely a
turn
big
to
part
pick.
of that. But this one, they're definitely getting what looks like a solid start to this draft. Centaur for that kind of team
Mm.
fight,
I I
re-engage.
was I was trying to this Centaur versus Wisp rang some bells, but not too many, and I was trying to remember why. It's because there was a really good lane played by multiple teams, Bane
10
plus
seconds
Centaur
remaining.
versus Wisp Gyro or Wisp Luna. Bane plus Centaur would
5
demolish that
seconds
lane,
remaining.
and then it was a long time ago, like a year ago. Bane got nerfed a little bit, and people started picking Rubik Centaur or Shadow Demon Centaur, and it worked just as well. So Centaur versus Wisp plus one lane is actually pretty solid. Now the question is Void Spirit going to be his position 4? Is it going to be something different? I would love to see some hero that can set up, some sleep or some Shadow Demon versus Luna is really good, and Shadow Demon with Centaur is pretty good. That would leave the Void
Radiant
Spirit on mid
team
lane
pick.
Dandy position 2,
Wind
and
Ranger at your
I don't
service.
know if that's his comfort zone or not.
And in the meantime, OG added another pick to the lineup. We saw the Monkey King banned out by OG, but the same respect wasn't given the other way. Sax is going to get his hero, and this man has looked like a god on this hero so far.
The thing is, you have a limited amount of bans.
10
And there are
seconds
some
remaining.
players such as Saxa that played this Wind Ranger. No one else is playing it, and no one
5
else is saying
seconds
a couple
remaining.
of teams here and there, truth be told, but no one is saying that Wind Ranger is busted, right? Then again,
He
Lycan
makes it look
and
busted.
Lycan and Beastmaster, they're completely busted. You can't leave those. So you kind of have to make this trade-off. Do we ban the signature heroes, or do we ban the heroes that everyone just straight up wins with, right? So I think you have to make some sacrifices.
The interesting part is maybe like prioritizing the Earth Spirit, but then again, with Sinsaxa, that's the other hero at the moment that he's really been popping off on it. And OG, they have that flexibility with Earth Spirit because both Topson and Saxa can
Hmm.
play it.
Yeah, probably much better on 4, right? But overall, it's
OG's
it's
turn to
it's a
pick.
good ban. Shadow Demon, I like this. I like this. Um, that means that Void Spirit should be our mid laner.
Mm.
Now, there is a chance still that Dandy takes the Ancient Apparition Mid. It wouldn't be the first time for him. I think, out of the pro players, when it comes to mid AA, he's one of the ones
10
that picks him the
seconds
most,
remaining.
right? Like on the mid lane.
I think like if you would actually rank the
5
top
seconds
five, at least
remaining.
2 of them CIS. 'Cause I'm pretty sure Dendy and no one would be the other one that come to mind
Yeah.
for me, like AA midding.
Radiant
It's
team
definitely
ban.
popular in that region. But
Shadow
there's the
Demon is also
bench.
yeah. Shadow Demon is also good here versus the Wind Ranger, right? With the Purge. But the most important thing is setup with the Centaur on the lane and Luna. Disruption versus Luna is so difficult to deal with. But man, OG,
Yeah.
what are they missing? They're missing some frontliner here, but
10
Vengeful should
seconds
fit that
remaining.
role, and they could. It's profit band, yeah. So we're
5
not gonna get a
seconds
Sumail
remaining.
profit. What
I
can
would
we
still
get?
flex here, right? Because
Mhm.
this, like, you could run the Venge in the 3 or the 2, or she
Yeah.
could be a support.
Yeah,
Like,
it
but
could be
there's no
Thompson
doubt
or
there's the
or
Wind
yeah,
Rangers.
yeah, that's true.
But the other thing is, what you mentioned about the Shadow Demon
OG's
is good against
turn
Wind
to
Ranger,
ban.
but it's not just good against the Luna because of the illusions, right? The Purge,
OG's
Io's going to
turn
be
to pick.
latched onto Luna at all times, and if you're
Radiant
moving
team
like a
pick.
slug, so is the Io. Pangolier, the round it out though. This is still not clear because I mean, this should probably be Pangolier Thompson, but
Yep.
you aren't 100% sure what OG are doing with each of these.
Yeah, it doesn't matter really. It doesn't matter because it kind of fits the same role. It's your frontliner that's going to be able to bring all the utility as well. Maybe Helm of Dominator, maybe Vlad's on
10
Vengeful. Thompson
seconds
played
remaining.
Vengeful yesterday, right? So he could
Mhm.
play that, and Pango could be offlane as well. It,
5
it
seconds
really doesn't
remaining.
matter. What matters is the items that they buy, that they're always um, kind of the same. They always bring the same utility. And they also don't have any ways of dealing with the Pango. You don't have any heroes that can just mess up the Rolling Thunder. You don't have your Puck, you don't have your Bane, your Overgrowth,
Templar
nothing like that.
Assassin.
Choose your hero.
You do have a lot of right click all of a sudden, so it looks like things are going to be different here. It's going to be a POS 1 Void Spirit Chrysalis playing the hero. Well, that took me a bit by surprise.
All right, not the first time to see this. I
No.
think this. Yeah, I think it's fine. Because Dandy should do fine on the mid lane, right? Who's he playing against?
Yeah.
Is it Pango? Is it Vengeful? Is it Pango? Is it Vengeful? It doesn't really matter
I mean,
because
either one, he's happy.
either one he should be fine versus, yeah.
I imagine it's going to, like, you want to put Pango mid, though, right? Because at least once you get to 6, if you get traps, right, like, you can escape with Pangolier. If you're Revenge and you get hit by a trap, you're screwed.
Yeah. Pango does better there, definitely.
10
I think Pango
seconds
does better.
remaining.
They're really thinking about it, and Thompson is gonna be the Vengeful Spirit. All right, why the hell not? That's what they want to do. That's what they're gonna do. Last time they did it the same, right? Yesterday they did Thompson Vengeful mid, and he did just fine. He would get all of those utility items to help out the Luna and the Saxa Wind Ranger, and you should expect maxed out wave of Terror and maxed out Aura, and that's it. And suddenly he's
I
just
click
hitting your
things.
face. Yeah. I just click things and I help out my teammates.
Like, it's, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Sing Sing Luna back in the old days when he'd regularly just skip all of his abilities, level stats, and get a Mask of Madness and click.
Yeah, when you're playing versus Rubik and he can't steal anything. Yeah, I remember those games. There was one game in which none of the heroes skilled anything but stat points, and they were playing versus Rubik, and he couldn't steal anything. That was golden. I miss Sing Sing in the scene.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was
I
fun.
mean,
His
he still
streams.
plays Dotes from time to
No,
time.
not as
but,
much, I guess. Yeah.
The crazy part was when he actually went away from Doa, his viewership went down by, like, it went down to about a fifth of what it was, but apparently his sub count went through the roof. So glad he's finding success in that regard. But let's focus back on the game, because I guess the other thing that is interesting to highlight about their choice to put mid one on the Pangolier and Venge on the Topson Venge in the mid is, yeah, you probably die less with the Pango mid, but I guess the other concern you now have when you saw that that's a POS 1 Void Spirit is if you stick a Venge in that lane, she will easily get killed off by
Prepare for
Cold Feet
battle.
plus the Aether Remnants.
Yeah, that's true. Pango will survive much easier, and not only survive, he can pressure easier. You might have Saxa plus Pango on that offlane, Blightstone plus Orb of Venom. Could be pretty cool. There's also an opportunity for them to tri-lane top, and then leave the Pango alone to creep skip a little bit, just to secure the Luna, but usually when you're playing this Wisp Luna, they're fine on their own. Even versus Shadow Demon Centaur. Yeah, Shadow Demon Centaur is a scary lane, but you can play against it.
And you just have so much kill potential with a Wind Ranger and a Pangolier up against an AA. Like, this is a hero that doesn't handle being jumped very well.
Especially with Swashbuckle, power shot there and here and there. It's going to be difficult for Fishman on bot lane, definitely. And it's not an easy lane to utilize Chilling Touch on. Cold Feet, that is, sorry. Because you have two heroes with extra mobility. As long as they don't use them offensively, they should be fine.
And at the same time, Void Spirit, not really a hero that has any mobility early on, because usually you try and skip out on the Dissimulate as late as possible. So they might even be able to punish Chrysalis directly.
Begins.
Let's see how the runes go. Looks like it's gonna be even.
Yeah, top lane, last hero is taking a lot of damage.
A lot doesn't quite summarize it correctly. They almost get him here, but they have to back away. They'll force the salve early, but they did just give him max retaliate.
They gave him max retaliate, and they also forced quite a lot of regen from Wisp, so that's a bonus. They might lose a courier mid lane though. Dandy, he did not spot Saxa TP bottom.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That's
TP.
I mean, it's only a minute dead, right? But sending that raid band a bit earlier would be better. Not a big deal though.
Yeah, he at least got his salve, so if he, misplays a bit against Thompson somehow gets him low, he doesn't have to worry at least.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, right? To get that salve. You really need it.
Oh. No Tails Corey, however, is a bit of a bigger deal. As you said, they burned through most of his regen already, so that's going to hurt him. But in the mid lane, things kind of going as expected for the first wave, despite that Corey snipe. If you look at it outside of that, Thompson is always going to be behind Dendi in this lane. TA just has the advantage.
Yeah, TA should be doing really well here. Notil did a really good job on top, by the way. He denied the range creep with the Centaur Conqueror camp. He also pulled, so Luna, because of that, was able to just free farm under the tower. He has 6 CS right now, and they haven't really pressured Sumail at all.
No, and so far in the bot lane, it's actually OG that have been pressured pretty hard. Like, their regen's being burnt through fairly quickly here. Actually, what's the kind of lane you want to play around? Like, for OG, is it going to be on Thompson to rotate? Because last time we saw him play the Venge, we actually saw they would rotate to his lane. They would play around him and just body towers.
It's Pango and Saxa this game around. These two heroes are the playmakers. Vengeful isn't really the most mobile hero in the game, and you can't expect her to be making any big plays. But if heroes do rotate towards mid, then suddenly you do have a lot of kill potential.
Yeah, and you have decent heroes for rotating there as well.
The only problem that I see occurring mid lane for Thompson is that his Wave of Terror and his right click isn't really that problematic for Dendi. Like, this TA should do really, really well in the mid lane. He doesn't really care about those right clicks because of the refraction charges.
Not only that, remember last time he done this, he went for the Mask of Madness build. Do you really want to be building minus armor against the Templar Assassin?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think he needs to. I don't think he needs to be that heavy right clicker. It's all about the utility, but you know it stops, and I wouldn't be surprised if he actually went for the bonus damage with the Mask of Madness and the attack speed.
In the meantime, he's at least getting roughed up pretty well. And as a result, Dendi 19-7 already. Luna's farming fairly well as well, though, so they haven't been able to slow her down a little bit with this combo of Centaur and Shadow Demon.
He's actually crushing this Vengeful on the mid lane. He's just more than double CS ahead.
I mean, the good news is that Venge, it's not really a hero that leads anything but levels. Saxa is low, and he's going to be the first blood. Chrysalis basically does it alone, as Fishman had to back up completely himself.
Yeah, that's our first blood. That's the run to hit Ancient Apparition, Fishman. But for some reason, he didn't run out of Cold Feet. He got stuck there. Because of that, he dies. Also, it's pretty good for Chrysalis, because on the other side, on the side of Bait, when you think about who's going to be the playmaking hero, it's definitely going to be Chrysalis, so giving this Void Spirit a good start is not really a great play by OG.
And these item choices from OG in this situation where Chrysalis is going for like double stat items, it's going to be very hard for them to trade, because usually like that Blightstone and Uve is about, yeah, we're going to kill first, and then we're going to kind of, you know, start to stack up items. In this situation, it kind of feels like wasted gold. Maybe if you get lucky on the disarms when you engage them, but it's just still going to be hard. Like, neither of these heroes hit too hard against Resonant Pulse.
That's what they tried. Mid one was attacking. Oh, mid one. He goes offensively.
And he's going to pay for it. Frozen up, he used the swashbuckle aggressively, and as a result, mid one will go down. Chrysalis gets the kill, and Sax has to run away.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
going awry.
Top lane, Notil, Bounty Rune. Yeah, he can't take it. 5-up steals it. Look at that, last hero.
Stunned. Yeah, but last hero is the one who needs to leave here. He's getting extremely low, and 5-up may have bitten off more than he can chew. Lucent Beam's coming off cooldown, and he will go down.
And that's just a small mistake there. They bit a bit more than they could chew. I think you don't go for that kill when you realize how low you are on Centaur. Maybe they overestimated their damage. Wisp also has stick charges.
They're so obsessed with killing this AA, and it's dangerous every time. Looks like they won't have to give their lives this time around, but it's tempting, right? Whenever you get an Ancient Apparition, you realize if you're not killing him, he's just going to slowly force you out of lane with chilling touches.
Yeah, it really is. It really is tempting, but I have a feeling that's the only way they lose this lane. If they're overly aggressive on the AA, right? If you use your mobility spells onto him, he's going to turn with Ice Vortex and Cold Feet, and you won't be able to get out.
Yeah, because that's enough slow that it's not too hard to hit the A for him. And in that top lane, they're on the IO again. This time, they will be the ones to get the kills. Sumail can't help out his ball captain. He will get himself a kill after the fact, though. However, dodges the poison, and he might even look to fight 5 up now.
He needs to be careful. 5 up. He's
Dire's
completely
middle
fine
tower
trading
is
here.
under attack.
It's such a hard hero to hit with the poison, though. Like, you see Sumail just very chavantly just hopping around.
Yeah. What's happening on the mid lane? Did Venge
It doesn't
recover
look
a
good.
bit? Yeah,
He's
most of
got
the
some
CS.
CS.
Yeah, but it's from the side camp. Remember,
Yeah,
it's
and look at the
mostly from the
traps.
side camp. Yeah.
Just look at the trap setup. It's like, well, you're kind of trapped in here now, Topson. If he gets too low, he could even die to a trap.
Has Fairy Fire and TP, I guess. So, should be fine. Salve is there too now.
Dire's
it might be
middle
broken.
tower
Oh,
is
Yeah,
under attack.
yeah.
Liz, I think this tower is going down before the 10-minute mark unless OG can rotate. But considering how bot went, there isn't going to be an early rotation towards the mid from the Pango.
I mean, you could rotate Suck. Oh, Topson might
Topson's
die,
dead.
actually.
Yeah, he's actually just gone.
Has a Fairy
One tap.
Fire.
And there'll be a secondary tap. And he even leveled the stun. That's a bit rough.
You'll never know the mysteries.
Meanwhile, on the bot lane, movement in. Chrysalis got 6, and Sax is just gone.
Top lane.
Dire's
Centaur
bottom
might
tower
fall as
is
well.
under
A lot of
attack.
action right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Some trades here and there. Centaur dying top lane. Dandy as well TPing in.
And is the captain going to be left behind? He's got the Temperies out.
He's fine completely. But he also TP'd because there's a stack here, right? So it doesn't...
And a lot
he
of items
cares.
coming out of it.
He obviously cares about the kill, but saving those stacks is also pretty good too.
You know, it's a case of OG. It seems like they're taking the scraps they can. Like that kill top on the offlaner. We see every team trying to do this nowadays, right? Like if you see you're losing a fight elsewhere, you don't throw more bodies at a lost cause. You find something elsewhere. But right now, Bait definitely getting the better side of this game as both Chrysalis and Dendy off to a fantastic start.
It's just this draft of OG does have some flaws, and the flaws are the laning stage.
Dire's middle tower
It
is under
allows this
attack.
TA to just completely crush the mid lane because, I mean, there was... I don't think anyone doubted that TA should win versus Vengeful, right? So that's something to expect. The only question is, how much is it actually worth it? Just letting this Venge lose the lane so that she brings all the utility afterwards that Luna is going to use. Because it is all about that Luna Sumail.
Yeah, and will it be enough? It's the only question you have to ask yourself. At least actually force a salve out of Chrysalis in the bot lane, but it feels so risky whenever you walk out. Oh, they actually cancelled himself, so Chrysalis, has he got another one? No, he might just have to head back a little bit.
He has another
Oh, there it
one.
is.
He's fine, yeah. And it's
Wait,
cancelled
did
again.
he get it again?
Yeah.
I like the immediate mode is like TPing, but he's not TPing back to base, which is what they might think. He's just gone top. The problem is they knew, they moved away, they had a ward.
They have that high ground ward, but they're
And
still
AA.
going in.
Yeah, because they know that he's top now, they immediately go into the Ancient Apparition in the bot lane. Oof. This is tough. You have to be
No tail?
careful about how you approach this due to the Eclipse. No tail trying to move away, and they catch him the Disruption. Sumail, he will use the Eclipse. He sees that Chrysalis has no mana left and no spells to use. He's going to bring him low, but he loses vision. That's a big ultimate wasted. 140 seconds now where you're not really that scary.
That's a really good Stampede. Communication, that's all it's about. Last hero, he uses that Stampede so that his Void Spirit can go in, kill the Wisp, and also survive. Really good, really well played. Dandy might go for Sumail here.
He's going for who though? The shaft shot's going to come out. They do get through the refractions, and now with 4 heroes here, they'll try and run Dendy down. He might just be able to get away with this though. Who's under his tower? They are going to dive forward, and there you go. He's going to buy himself a few seconds before he has to refraction. As it is off cooldown, no chance they can do this.
Yeah, they didn't have detection sadly, so they couldn't go for him. He has a Salve, Refraction, and this is pretty much OG's. If you remember, the last time they played Venge, it's the same thing, it's the same game plan. Give Venge enough level so that she has level 4 Wave of Terror, level 4 Vengeance Aura, and then just group up around her. This tower just disappeared.
Well, last hero might disappear. Reload up to the top lane, and good luck with that TP out attempt. You can see it coming. Mid one's wait. Okay. He says you're coming with me.
Damn, that's super worth it for him. He gets a solo kill, solo experience, then dies to 3 of them, but I think that's a really good trade. He also forces the relocate towards the top lane. he's satisfied with it.
You know what that was, Liz? I bet you've been there. I've been there before. You're playing Pangolier. You're like, I can hit him because we're going to disarm him, right? One of these is going to disarm. You just walk in, you give that flick. You don't get the outcome you're looking for, and you immediately die for it. We've all been there.
Chrysalis, he might catch no-till here again.
Yep. He's going to catch a lot of heroes. I don't know if he wants all of these ones, though. The Ice Blast is going to come through. Does connect on the Thompson. And it looks to just run him down. The Purge is being thrown out. Bench is dead. Sumail. They do disrupt him. Mid one has got the wrong thunder and is going to move straight on through to the additional target as they've already taken out the SD and they'll look to take out Fishman as well. Both supports on bait are dead, so they get all the cores out alive. Yeah,
2 supports for 1. Oh wait, no, that's actually also a core.
Yeah. Damn, that's true.
Dire's middle tower is under
it's
attack.
still pretty decent for bait. They get Thompson, they kill him off. Then again, they're about to lose another tower. Wisp and Luna are pressuring bottom together with Saxa.
Yeah, but look at the trade that's going to occur here. They're already pushing in the mid, and they know there's no wrong thunder. However, there is a relocate, and they're moving in. No tree to latch them to. Denny trying to move away. And this is why you love that focus fire, just to get rid of all the refraction charges.
They have no detection again.
Have they done this again? Oh.
There's A ulti as well. Sumail has to be careful.
They might turn. They actually left Sumail behind. Denny could run them down here. It's mighty tempting, but he says, nah, we're Gucci. Just let them remember what happened here this day. They are 8k plus MMR players, and no one has detection.
No one had the dust, sadly. Like the last sentry that they bought actually and used mid, Thompson got it. So he bought it to use it versus the traps and to maybe try to get that TA. I was actually just waiting for Dandy to realize that there's no detection, you know, that he can actually just hide.
Yeah, I think that's what, like, so last time his excuse is you want to get to tower because it's safe, then do that, go high. In that situation, I think he just clicked back and was checking each of the inventories piece by piece. Saxa is dead. My friend, that is a horrible mistake to make. You didn't even get creeps.
He was a little bit out of position. He uses that Shackle on Chrysalis, does connect to the tree, but still, it's a bit hard to escape when he has 2 Astral Steps and 80 Remnant as well to work with.
And it looks like Chrysalis is going towards the Blade Mail. Perfect against the Luna, and with the way he's snowballing right now, it's gonna ruin Sumail's ability to fight in that mid game.
By the way, they're not going for any of those utility items that I talked about, at least not on Luna or Venge. That's what I expected, but no. Luna is going for a pike, meanwhile Vengeful is going for a pike as well. So 2 pikes with only utility coming from mid one with the Vlads. Which is very peculiar, because usually whenever I see a draft such as this one, it's riddled with your Dominators, Drons, Vlads, you know, all of these small items that help you out so much.
I imagine it's to do with the fact that the state of the game has changed, right? Like, you do still have this Luna as your core principle, but you haven't, like, snowballed off the lanes of your OG. Like, if anything, bait has got the better out of you, especially because of what happened with that bot lane. So maybe just a bit of adaptation, realizing they're in this for the long haul.
Yeah, Blade Mail being picked up by Void Spirit. It's an item that, when Void Spirit came into the game, Blade Mail was also pretty busted. So you could see Void Spirits buying it all the time. It's pretty solid. Gives you all the stats, gives you the damage, and that active is really good versus Saxa and the Luna.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's what I was highlighting before about it. Is those fights where clips are so important. And Stampede was used, not for much.
It's so
I think
funny.
it's the moment where mid one's like 1-1 between offlaners. Top mid one, the better was got of him by last hero. This time around, though, he got his vengeance. However, if they can get this, there shouldn't be any way, though.
It's fine.
Oh no! They've got to lose to me. He's not fine at all. This.
That's the pike. That's why they took it. Damn, man. He had such a free game. It's unfortunate that he dies so easily. But they're dying so fast under Wave of Terror level 4. That Centaur on the mid lane, it didn't feel like a Centaur, it felt like some support. He just got evaporated.
For a good cause, though, because look at the Roche bit. Dendi, he makes the most out of the situation. You know, when life gives you lemons, you can either throw them at the window and scream like a Papega, or you make some sweet lemonade. Or you crush a poor innocent creature's spirit and then rip his heart out to use as a second life.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. He got that Aegis. He's about to get the Blink Dagger as well, 1,000 gold away. By the way he's farming, that's gonna be in a couple of minutes, so should be completely fine to join the next team fight with the Aegis and with the Blink Dagger.
Mid lane, just poking away at Chrysalis. He's a long way out of having a new item. The question is, I think he's committing to the Ags first. Actually, yeah. He's decided no, Blade Mail's not the way. They don't care about my health pool. Ags are a really good item in this game, though, especially against the aggressive combo of the Wind Ranger and the Pangolier.
It's good. It's definitely good. But it feels like it doesn't feel like the state of the game is OG is just completely controlling the map. They're just getting more out of it. They're farming throughout the whole map, while on the side of OG, yeah, TA is farming, but everyone else is just kind of scared on their side. This is the first time they poke their head out, and that's because they see who's under the tier 2. They're pressuring their tower.
And they're going to try and fix that. Yep, they're smoked up.
Because of the blink on the centaur. Maybe now is the time.
I see Thompson. They ping him out. Stun straight away on the last hero. Whoopsie. Jump in. Chrysalis goes straight for Wind Ranger. Controller up. Ice Blast to come through. Stampedes, they can try and move away. And Centaur is straight in with the stun on the no-tail. Eclipse, he's tanking the whole goddamn thing by himself. Dendi finally arrives to assist. Io is dead. Buyback comes out from Wind Ranger. And now the buyback with the reload in coming out from Io as they take out both the Void Spirit and the Centaur. Fishman's going to be found on the side. Shackle Shot to just slow down Shadow Demon. And Dendi, he'll leave the best meal and kill last. The swap once, but the blink away. They don't have any more control. He'll make it out. However, Chrysalis, he fought back in this situation. And that buyback achieves absolutely nothing. Instead, he's in trouble. Dissimulate, that's his last spell of mobility. If they tap him once, he's down, he's gone. That's going to be the dieback. Chrysalis gone for 62 seconds.
Dying back in a team fight such as this one, so early on as well. Dendi, he's in a good position to strike, but he needs this ulti.
Can you do enough? Yeah, you need the Centaur at least, and they're going to be gone by then.
Maybe Thompson, he's sticking around.
He is a greedy boy.
Him. Yep.
Let's see if we see a sweet man to dodge. No, he's like, wait, you're here?
But it's so in his character though. Every time he plays Venge, he plays it like this. It's not like it's a perfect gameplay in which he has 0 deaths, you know, and he's just somehow avoiding them with all the swaps. No, he's very greedy and very aggressive. All of his swaps are very aggressive, but he dies sometimes. As long as he gets farm, it doesn't really matter because he's opening the map this way. Luna is farming somewhere else safe. I'm not saying it's the perfect play, but
I'm gonna have to call you out on that one. In that situation though, he can't say I'm making space for Luna. They literally were just running away from the tower.
So the thing is, yeah, he's feeling a bit.
The thing is, you may have a point, yes.
You may have a point. You may have a. I'll give you this one. But when you farm in a place such as that one, the rest of the map is free for Luna to farm and to get the butterfly that's completed.
This is ballsy. You may die if you're not careful. Sumail, 4 stock down, looking for the TP away. He has no easy way out, and the disruption is there. That was insanely greedy from OG. Just take your X. There's no need to do this.
Okay, let me explain this to you.
Are they Thompson as well now?
So they're feeding now to let Thompson farm.
I see. He is in the mid lane. Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah, I mean, they did not expect that 5-man smoke to be so perfect and so close to the outpost.
By the way, Thompson's making space for his oh, wait. Remind me what grey on the portrait means again, Liz? I guess he's making space for Saxa because mid one's busy going for a roll.
Dire's bottom tower.
They're making some pretty bad plays. That's true. They're making some very aggressive moves that aren't that necessary. That relocate onto the outpost is really a very aggressive move that you don't have to make. Most teams at this point have learned that they need to protect their outposts around that 20-minute mark, and they will be around. So relocating there is You know, it's reckless. And
In
that move
fairness,
Dire's bottom
they did get
tower
caught out
has
slightly
fallen.
though, Liz, because you know Saxa, he broke the smoke. They actually didn't even realize that that was going to
Radiant
happen in
are
that area. But I
scanning.
think you are right. Like, you know, the outposts have been around long enough that teams aren't giving them up for free. And
What do you
a
mean
little
they
bit
didn't
cocky.
realize? You literally see the relocate on the mini map.
No, I mean
Radiant's top
OG,
tower
right?
is
Like they're
under
like,
attack.
oh yeah, this is a smart play, and then Saxa, you can just imagine the comms. Saxa goes, guys, they're smoked in the river, and then just No Tail's like, what? Well, we're already in, Saxa. You're gonna have to distract them for like 20 seconds, please.
Yeah.
Sadly, unable to do that. Not the god tier wind range performance we're used to in this game, but that's not a fault of his own. It's just the way the drafts are playing up against each other.
That butterfly, the MKB is about to be completed on Dandy. He's 800 gold away, so he should have the MKB very, very soon, and he'll be ready to fight not only the Luna, but the Wind Ranger as well. So they're getting all the items that they need.
And the timings will just about match up. Look at Void Spirit's gold. He's just 600 gold off having the axe complete as well. And at that stage, I mean, you look at OG's heroes, they don't have any dispel at all. Well, Manta, they've got one. Thompson has a way to dodge one silence when he's making space for Luna.
Is this gonna be the first game I witness OG win, bait win? Sorry, and it's gonna be versus OG.
Wait,
I mean,
shut up!
have,
Don't you dare jinx it! You shut up right now.
They have a very solid chance, and if they find Wisp and Luna, they saw them on the traps.
Oh, they're going. Last hero says, oh boy, look at this. It's a duet. Now let's make them dance. Sumel will force stuff away, and now he needs to get the hell out of here. Io's already gone, so you haven't got your savior there. Mid one trying to save the day with the wrong funnel through. Luna, however, is frozen up and dead. She's gone. Shackle shot lands on the two, but you just need to get the hell out. Or do you? They go in, they're looking for it. They'll find Fishman, but now Thompson is in a little bit too deep. Dendy being brought low, trying to move away because the focus fire is on him to keep the refraction down. Shackle shot beautifully lands, swap out, and Thompson says, yoink, that one belongs to me. But mid one, he went in too deep, and he's just trying to keep all the blood in his head, but it might just spill over onto the map as they plow in and bring him down, or do they? Shackle shot again. Creep involved. This time, though, they'll lose Saxa. Dead for 70, and mid one cannot get the kill on a 5-up as he gives his life, but Fishman does go down to Thompson. Or at least the illusion of Thompson.
Thompson getting a triple kill, yeah, with the illusion. Also, I believe mid one had Essence Ring there to use, so if he used it, Swashbuckle was 1 second away. Maybe he could have even gotten 5-up before he dies, but things like that happen. It's not really a big deal. It's still a pretty solid fight for Bait. It is problematic though that the TA died. This lineup of Bait, once you see the Aghanim's picked up by Void Spirits, which just came to him, it's pretty much single. Putting all your eggs in this basket of TA, and she needs to get that BKB, get the butterfly. I don't know what is his next item of choice, but I'm afraid
Possibly
that
Nullifier, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid that if they just kill him every single team fight, they're good on the side of OG.
Yeah, and we've seen something very important highlighted in that fight, which is you need to kill Saxa straight away. Because he's getting complete value out of his hero, even if all he does is, even without shackle shots considered, he focus fires the refraction off. Because as soon as that happens, Dendy cannot fight. He has to run.
Did we see a lot of buybacks in that fight, by the way?
We did see a decent amount.
Yeah.
I believe it was...
right?
Yeah, AA brought back. I think that was the only one. It was deceptive because you noticed Thompson got 3 kills, but that was indeed in illusion form. Messes with your brain a bit.
Sumail actually going for Lincolns. So I believe the reasoning behind this is solely the Shadow Demon. You need to find a way to deal with the Shadow Demon and his disruption. It's not even about his ultimate. His ultimate, yeah, Purge does mess with you.
It stops you from 4 stuff, and yeah.
It does mess with you, but I don't think it's nearly as problematic as the illusions
I haven't got an explanation for that one, Liz.
Are you trying to get another voice line or what?
Another? I'd like. Yeah. I haven't got one to begin with, buddy.
The one that Notail is spamming, I mean, is the same.
Yeah, I'll be the English variety of that. Oh, look at this. Sax has been found. We mentioned he's important to take out Thompson with the backstab, though. Going in Fishman will bring him down. Saxer, he's still alive. He's going to survive this. He'll be able to run away. And now Dendy just right-clicking in the mid one. He says, okay, what's the plan here? Because I've got enough range with the Grove Bow, and Thompson will go down as well. So what started off well has gone really bad because they did also lose Saxa. OG bit off more than they could chew. They thought they could do this considering that Bait were missing their +1. But they forgot about the true +1.
Yeah, damn, Dendy hurts. He hurts with this TA. And mid one there, he uses his ulti, and he could get away, but instead he's just rolling around Dendy, and Dendy is standing his ground and just hitting him in Rolling Thunder. It's one of, like, he didn't even manage to stun him once because of the jukes. It wasn't really the best position for the Rolling Thunder. Still, your Luna did survive that fight. He's going to get that Lincoln's very soon, which is quite a significant power spike for OG. On the side of Bait, what's going on? Still the Blade Mill queued up for Void Spirit. Crimson Guard about to be completed on last hero. That's pretty big. They need more survivability.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing someone that gives Void Spirit more survivability, because like we just saw what happened to him last time in the mid. They can perm stun him, he won't even get to use the Blade Mill. He needs some sort of way of surviving. Nice reload out.
Okay, look at Illusions on the mid lane. They actually spawned on the mid lane behind Luna.
And they farmed,
and farmed the full creep wave. It's like, if you look at the Shadow Demon, he's the richest support. And it's always like this. Whenever you're playing Shadow Demon versus Luna, you're rich as hell, man. You just use those illusions to attack the Luna, but every creep around her is collateral damage.
Oh, moving in. Fight about to commence, or is it? OG, it looks like the side of Bait knew someone was up, so they'll back up and then immediately smoke. I love this. They'll fake back. Last hero, though, pops sooner than expected. Roche is up, so everyone's going to go for the hard fight of each other. Jump in, stun, whiff. Jackal shot it immediately, and now they're trying to move in onto him. They're royals to the AA. Did throw out the Ice Blast. Now Christmas goes in, stuns on the free though. Good control coming out. Simulate allows them to get from the vengeance. Sax has already gone as well. Mid one. This Roll of Thunder is not really doing enough, and now Dendy will be unleashed. There it is, the Eclipse coming out. The stun is there on the Luna, controlling and holding her in place. And Dendy, no, the disarm, mid one. Oh no, he's gone. They're going to bring him down. They're able to fight this up, and now Dendy will fight back, but he needs to get back into this fight right now. They're going to lose Crystal on the back line. He's down. Double kill for Sumail, and OG get the better side of this. They did have to buy back on Thompson, but now Dendy's buyback is worth nothing. There'll be a blink away in time by 5-up, but you may have just surrendered Roche. In fact, 5-up isn't even getting out. He's going down too.
Dude. Centaur jumps in, misses the stun on Saxa, but the AA does use a really good ultimate on Wisp and Luna, prevents them from healing up. Void Spirit uses a really good Aghanim Scepter there to prevent them from doing pretty much anything. But mid one, what a great Rolling Thunder. He just uses it there in the stairs, and they couldn't connect and finish off anyone that was affected by the Frozen Blast.
Well, they will just got hit by the Ice Blast right there, and it looks like Bait want to fight with this buyback, but however, AA has been caught out immediately. It's fine though, he couldn't do anything useful for 20 seconds.
Instantly into the pit.
No Stampede for 10. This is risky if you do go in on the center. It could spell death, but Dendy, is he making the call? I think the answer is yes, he wants them to go. Swap. They saw 5-up, and now he's in a little bit too deep. He doesn't want this. He's already down. That's going to be the dieback on the Shadow Demon. Thompson is low, but has a Shadow Blade to run away. Last hero looked a little bit confused, scratching his head right now. Sumail will move across. And now last hero, he got a bit more than he was hoping for, as the heroes at OG just wail on him hard. Christus on the back line. Who's duking who here? Mid one still finds him. He does ping it, but the rest of OG don't care. They're just keeping Chrysalis busy, so he can't be involved in the fight, or are they? There is Shackle Shot, and they get the kill.
Dendy was about to go into the pit. Actually, he used the trap there. He ran towards it, but it died way too fast. And now they relocate towards bottom.
Exactly, they're immediately onto the high ground. They're wasting no time, because look at the death timers on the side of Bait. This is enough time for a Luna to take a lane. Although, if the Luna is left alone... Okay, there we go. She'll get out. She's extremely tanky now.
Yeah, they're connecting. Then they should be careful from the swap here. It's a pretty long range. It's a level 3 swap.
Yeah, Thompson's definitely had some pretty game-winning swaps coming out in the last 2 or 3 fights. Even when he goes down, he makes sure he takes multiple heroes with him. There it is. Frisbee's in the base. Equal less base to look at. It's that first lane claimed by OG.
Man, they just hit so hard. Your Vengeful has 30% bonus damage from the Luna. Then your Luna has primary attributes from the Venge and has more range too. Plus the Hurricane Pike. It's
well, they want this. They want it bad enough. Yes, they do. They'll be able to get it. There's no sort of rebuttal coming out as Sumail was across the mid lane. A little bit greedy from Thompson, but you know, this one truly was him making space for Sumail, Liz.
he did have cheese, but you can't really use it versus AA's ulti, right? So because of that, he just accepts his death and that's it. They took a side. They still have the Aegis, so they can just chill a bit, wait the Venge, and strike again. I think it's really important for OG to pick where they fight, and they're a really good team when it comes to that. They can force you to fight where they want to fight. It's very important because of the Pango and because of all the shackles.
Yeah, and you can definitely see how these fights are just working out time and time again. You remember when we said Chrysalis is dominating this game? Remember that when we saw him start to falter a bit and we said he was going for a Blade Mail next? That was several minutes ago. He's still going for that Blade Mail. It feels like he's just not a hero now.
It just came. I mean, it's a bit harsh to say that he's not a hero because that silence really affects the game quite a bit. The A2 Remnants as well are great, but yeah, he's not dishing out the damage that's needed. That's true. The majority of their damage is coming from Shadow Demon's disruptions and TA. And when I say majority, I mean all of it.
Well, they're going to actually throw out some damage onto the Pangolier here, trying to bring him down. They have to use the Stampede and look to run away here. Shackle shot into Shadow Demon. They did find him, but he'll pop the Linkers on Sumail. The silences do come out, but it won't stop them killing him off. Both the supports on the side of Bait. And Chrysalis able to dodge out that Shackle shot. He'll throw down a Remnant. He's got 2 seconds to a step, so he'll be able to move away because they can't get close enough.
Yeah, it should be fine. Well, they trade the Pango for 2 supports. When you look at Bait, I think this is best case scenario for them. They didn't lose a core hero, and they are buying themselves more and more time for TA to hit that next item, but most importantly for Luna to lose that Aegis. They can't fight into this. That's a Butterfly Skadi Linken's Luna. You can't stand and fight it, and you can't stand and defend as well, because once your tier 3 falls, those glaives just go everywhere.
No, it feels like the type of game, if anything, you wish you had a Halberd builder in this lineup. But there's just no one who feels comfortable building it. You can already see, you know, Chrysalis wants the Shivas next, TA into the Butterfly, and then, you know, credit to last hero, the amount of gold he's found. He's actually going towards an AC next.
He's just trying to make them as bulky as possible. The Pipe, the Crimson Guard, next AC, it all comes down to that. Give his teammates as much survivability as he can.
Ooh, hello. Top. They're worried that this might be a little bit of a bait, so they're just going to wrap around. This Bait have snuck through with a smoke, but it looks like OG are paranoid.
I'm surprised he didn't jump him there. Jump Sumail instead. Oh. Yeah, they're backing out.
No, you can't enter on that. It's still got the Aegis to play with. They're going to Stampede just trying to escape. And Thompson, he gets the swap, but it's not the hero you really want. He was just looking for the back line to follow up, maybe. But he's already down to half HP. He jumped the gun. His team is not there in time. Maybe you get an AA, but that looks like that might be it. As Dendy has his blink to get out. 5 up has a blink. Dendy. Oh.
That was so close.
That was the final refraction tick. However, Chrysalis, he can't get caught like this. He's down. Dead for 70 seconds. He should have been the hardest hero to catch.
Yeah, no buyback, and the creeps are really close to that mid-tier 3. I don't think they're gonna wait for Venge any longer. Maybe they can play it safe and wait for her, but... Nah, yeah, Aegis has been reclaimed. Aegis has been reclaimed right now, so... Maybe it's safer to wait for Thompson. Let's see what they decide to do.
And last hero is slowing things down. Need to get rid of the next creep wave, but you need to deal with the one that's in there right now. Sumail, Crispies galore. He ain't gonna slow down anytime soon. Not with no tail back latched on top of him.
Yeah, they didn't really care, right, if Venge isn't there, because they still have the Vengeful Spirit. So you're still benefiting from Thompson, even though he's dead.
No, if anything, they just want to do some shopping before they return. Demon Edge now on Sumail.
Going for Daedalus next.
A lot of clicks. And there's a ping coming out. Last hero. Oh no. Saxa, now he knows about that ward, and you don't get anything for it. bit of a tough one there.
Butterfly is also completed on TA. Obviously, OG are 13k ahead, and they need to find a way to kill off Wisp first, I believe.
If they get this angle right, I mean, they knew 5-up's up there. Mid one, though. Oh, he throws out the Abyssal, still gets stunned up, but the Shackle Shot looks beautiful. Now the Eclipse coming out as well, and Ancient Apparition's already gone. He'll have to 5-back straight away. Chrysalis with the Blade Mail, so they didn't want to hit him. Now he needs to assimilate, dodge out, and move away. They need to reset. There's no tail. He's already lost his Aeon Disc. They will purge it immediately. The reloads try and get out in time, but the jump in, the Stomp's going to be there. No, the Shackle Shot! They'll find the kill to Io, but Centaur goes down as well. And now, can Chrysalis do enough? He's found Saxa. However, what Sumail found, he may be able to get the dieback out of AA. In the meantime, they will find the kill on the Saxa. Looks like Sumail got greedy. Instead of keeping the heroes alive, he just tried to find more to kill. And as a result, he's going to be the one losing not only his team, but his life as well. And the final bonus kill in the end is Thompson on the side. He might get the dieback on AA, but the team wipe is favorable for Bait.
Bam! Bait striking back. That's pretty good for them. Who died? Who bought back? It's last hero and Fishman that bought back. Fishman died once again afterwards, but you're fine with it. Most of the work that was done there was done because of the position in which that fight took place, and because of the fact that Pango really didn't contribute to that fight. He jumps in very aggressively into all of them, uses that Abyssal to dodge a little bit, but they take him out before Rolling Thunder. Just imagine if he had Rolling Thunder there. If he had it, it's such a good place to fight if you have the Rolling Thunder, but he died way too fast. They don't have a buyback on Luna, they don't have a buyback on Venge. This could be a side. Yeah, this could be a side even.
I mean, it's a cute... They're going to back away, but it's a cute play from the Pangolier. Like, I can see where it's come from, right? You swashbuckle, and you know you got that Abyssal, and you know that Centaur's stun is an instant. So your logic is, I can get out of range. But I guess you didn't expect Bait to stay that clustered in a choke point the way they did.
I mean, you have a Wisp, you have a Vengeful with a swap, right? So you have many things to work with. Because of that, he's going in, he's thinking someone is about to save me. But I think their reputation saved them here the most, because Bait respected them way too much. They backed off of the high ground without even testing for a possible buyback, right? Usually teams, what they do in this situation, at least they force a buyback from a Luna or from the Vengeful. But that was a little bit too passive, I think, from Bait. They could have went on with the side there.
Scanning.
Yeah, you don't have to be too worried either, because, you know, there's no reload. They used it in the last fight. Actually, I guess, no, reload probably would have been there. Maybe that's what they're thinking, Liz, is like the reload might be up, and then they can just backstab us with a Luna.
Yeah, reload and the swap, scary. You know. Yeah, they're afraid of that. There's a full smoke coming from OG now, though.
Yeah, but look who's going to break it. I mean, if 5-up, if this is what happens, he'll be happy with himself. However, if Chrysalis or Dendi break it with their face, not so good. Mid one, so returning to a familiar area of the map.
If you're initiating on Bait, you really want to take down AA or Shadow Demon first. Those are your prime targets. Shadow Demon, most importantly.
Bash straight away on the TA, he gets silenced up, jumps from the Abyssal, the stun coming out, the Shackle Shot there as well. But the Eclipse can't do enough work here. Gatling gunning down, trying to kill off Dendi, but no, he gets a refraction out, moves away, mid one. He's going to go down before he can even use the Roll of Thunder again. Twice in a row in the same spot, but the outcome might be different. Sumail does bring down Centaur. That's going to be the dieback. Reload not really doing too much, but on the side, the Shackle Shot is there under the TA, controlling her up. 5-up is here, though. They just need to get Dendi out in one piece. However, Sumail is here, and Dendi is no longer. They're going to try and save him with the disruption. He's got the blink. Maybe he can get out. Nope. Power shot perfectly timed by Saxa. An easy kill for him. And Chrysalis just has to run away.
They're chasing Chrysalis. Do they have the swap? Almost.
No, they lost sight for just a fraction of a second.
That was so close. That was so close. He didn't have another step, I believe, so they could have caught him.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Well, there's the glyph. And the buyback of Dendi. Wow, talk about getting a bonus on top of the big goal of achieving glyph. Didn't even have to touch the thing.
Yep. They forced the buyback and instantly into the pit. I believe they should at least.
Oh, can't interrupt this. Oh no.
Aether
that's XP missed that one.
Yeah.
They can't even kill Io. I mean, I get the idea. Maybe Chrysalis didn't think that the Aether Remnant would stun him in time to stop the capture of the outpost, but definitely took maybe the more greedy play. And while that was happening, Sumail was already in the pit, hitting up on the Roche. This is an Aghanims Roche, by the way. No, that's way too early. You respect the effort.
I mean, It's way too early, but it's how you do it. I don't think he could have done it. Maybe if you waited one more second.
The problem you have as well is that you're dead for so long that a Luna lineup can actually be into your base by the time you're alive. He does have buyback, but
That's a Luna with the leveler as well. So this
Oh, God.
high ground push is about to hurt.
yeah, this will be the one that they look to end the game with, if anything. Like, screw Mega Creeps. They might just go for the throne if they see a pick. Mid one. That's how you do it. Roll Thunder first. Now cut away the backline, and Chrysalis has already used his Astral Steps. Nice stun on the 5 up initially, and the stun comes out now to Chrysalis. They're trying to get him out to simulate. Now the Ice Blast splits up the fight a bit, so OG needs to retreat. They'll look to reset the stun. Beautifully done on the multiple heroes here. The swap to get Pangolier away, and now Vengeful Spirit already low alongside Luna. Luna's going to lose the Aegis already. Tops and swaps even deeper. He's just trying to draw attention to him in a way, but the disruption stays on the Dendy to make sure he's not in trouble. He's going to come out into an Eclipse, but he's able to retreat. Buyback comes out from Chrysalis, he does go down, but AA gives his life as well. Venge is dead. They need to get the kill on the Dendy. He gets a refraction up. He knows he has to fight, but he doesn't get a chance to. He's going to go down. No way back into this game. It looks like this might be it. They finally break the back of bait, and they'll be able to break that base as well as OG plow forward looking for more, and they'll be able to turn around and start hitting the throne.
And that should be it. That should be GG. Dandy has no buyback. He bought back in that last fight.
Yeah, what a game.
GG's called. What a game, man. Again, Bait, they continue to impress me when they play versus tier 1 teams. You know, like versus Viking, I didn't really feel that great. But here versus OG, again, they have a solid draft. They have solid chances throughout the game. Like the bottom lane goes well, the middle lane goes well. Okay, top, maybe they could have pressured the Luna a little bit more, but it is a hard lane. It's Luna Wisp, right? It's the old classic, so it's not that easy. But it is OG in the end. They just play their cards right. And you could see those two same plays by mid one. He understands exactly what he's supposed to be doing. First time, I called it out as a mistake, right? When he goes in, he swashbuckles, then he uses the Abyssal and just dies there, and they get wiped because of it. It is a mistake if the team isn't close enough to follow up in the same second. In that other time, however, he goes, does the same thing again, and because of that, Dandy dies, right? So they kill off the TA and force her into a buyback, and it's a completely different story after that. That pretty much wins them the game, that fight over there, because it opens up Rush as well.
Yeah, I mean, the comparison here is that both drafts are essentially running like this true one, but it's deceptive that the way that Thompson built is he's like a secondary backup if Luna goes down these fights. Whereas for Bait, it's always about Dendy. Yeah, you've got this POS 1 Void Spirit, but even when we see Void Spirits have like pop-off performances, when they play this POS 1 role, it feels like it falls back to being a POS 2 or a POS 3, right? It's all about control. It's not about follow-through damage in that late game scenario.
Such a crazy build from Wisp as well. No-Tail went Headdress, Magic Wand into Aeon Disc. You know, he doesn't care about pretty much any healing that he does as long as he's overcharging the Luna and he's staying alive. It's pretty interesting build from him. Thompson as well with the Silver Edge instantly. You know, like Manta Silver Edge. That's all he had. But it all comes down to the Luna again. Same like in the last series. This is 3 games in a row in which Luna has won that we have casted. Yesterday as well, I believe there were some. But these 3 games, you can see the same pattern. Build as much utility on every other hero and make Luna just this god carry that crushes everything.
Yep, that's definitely a problem, and it definitely feels like pro teams want to see this hero get nerfed in the upcoming patch, wherever that might be. She's definitely the most scary carry we've been seeing consistently across the board. And Bait, now 3 games in a row getting demolished by Lunas. This, I think
Yeah,
Liz, it's
very
time to
quickly,
address
yeah.
that in the draft, you know?
Uh,
I mean, you can go, yeah, it's OG, but like you are essentially losing to the same draft every time.
Yeah, this is 3 games in a row that they're losing to a Luna draft. So maybe last game they had Earth Spirit in the first banning stage. Maybe you could ban out the Luna instead. Because the thing is, if you don't ban out the Luna, there's just too many heroes that work well with her. And I think they had a good plan here too. They took a 5-up Shadow Demon. It's a really good support to pick versus the Luna. They also had the Ancient Apparition versus the Wisp. Maybe my problem from this draft is TA on the mid lane and Void Spirit on the safe lane. TA did well, but the Void Spirit, it felt like Chrysalis, he didn't fall short. He did well in his own rights, but in some situations, you could really see a real carry, like your true win condition position 1 would do more.
Yeah, most definitely. It felt like, yeah, he done a great job. If he was the 2 or the 3, right? He's this
Yep.
playmaker in this game. He's not this
Yeah, it
true
felt like
carry
they
for
had
lane.
two playmakers at one point, right? Even though TA can definitely be your real one or your real win condition, it still didn't really feel that way.
Well, we'll see if they can address this in the second game. Hopefully, Bait can give us a little bit of a show here. Maybe force out a third. I definitely would advise. Right, and I'm not a TI winner. I'm not a pro coach or anything. But I do think there might be something to Luna and banning it out. We'll see if they make that adjustment though. As we go to a short break, then we'll return for the second game of the series between Bait and OG.